So apparently Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against the attorney on November 18th because that attorney tried to extort him, and the lawyer told him he would fabricate stories against him. And then this all happened. Now, this is all allegedly, but let me read this for you. So according to documents obtained by TMZ, the unnamed figure claims Busby is attempting to extort him, threatening to unleash entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of SA, including multiple incidents of rape of a minor, both male and female, against plaintiff if he refuses to comply with their demands. The John Doe admitted within the document that he is a former associate of Diddy's who attended events with the disgraced music exec. He claims Busby threatened to claim he raped both men and women while attending Diddy's infamous parties. Now, I'm not telling nobody what to and what not to believe. I'm just giving y'all the information. But the Busby dude apparently has a long history of extorting people for money and not filing criminal suits, but trying to get money out of people, essentially, for lack of a better, explanation. But I don't know. How do y'all feel about this? Make sure y'all hit that follow button. Follow my backup account, linked in my caption, linked in my bio. I'm out of here. You shitting me?
You've probably seen by now that Jay-Z's the first celebrity to have a lawsuit related to the P. Diddy allegations filed against him. But I wanted to talk about something specific to his statement. So he mentions, here's the full statement. He mentions that he got a demand letter, like blackmail attempt, from the attorney of the survivors. So we'd heard stories that this was happening, that the attorney was reaching out to celebrities and other people to basically say, if you want to settle, we can settle, or, you're going to start seeing your name in lawsuits. But this is now the first, official confirmation that happened, which means that there's a lot of people, a lot of celebrities that were involved in this that we are not going to know about. I have no doubt that there's quite a few people shelling out money to keep their names out of this. Now, on one hand, this does mean that the survivors don't have to go to court and deal with all of the kind of media hoopla that would surround some of these things, and of course risk getting a verdict that's not what they want. But it also does sting a little bit to know that we're going to be having a lot of celebrities continue to make money off of us, and we'll never really know what they did.
Jay-Z just posted this statement on Roc Nation's IG account about the accusations and the lawsuit. He said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am."
So, get this. Jay-Z and Diddy are being hit with a lawsuit that's straight out of a 2000s after-party nightmare. A woman who was 13 at the time claims she was invited to an MTV VMA after-party by a limo driver, handed a suspicious drink, and then things allegedly got very dark. Both Jay-Z and Diddy have denied the claims. Jay-Z's calling it blackmail, and Diddy's team says it's a publicity stunt. I mean, Diddy's legal calendar right now, booked and busy with lawsuits. And Twitter, of course, is losing its mind. Memes, debates, and plenty of OMG, not again. So, is this just another celebrity scandal, or are we about to see a legal showdown for the ages? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to hit that follow button for updates on this messy drama.
Tina Knowles has liked something on Instagram that's very telling if her like was intentional. And I say that because I am somebody that does scroll very quickly on Instagram and I'll tap things and not mean to, but obviously in this situation, you should probably pay attention to what you're liking. If you haven't already seen this, ABC7 Chicago posted about the recent headlines with Jay-Z, and there it is. She liked the post. I even went and verified myself. This is my own screenshot, and her like is in fact still there. Now, I don't really know what Beyonce's family's relationship with Jay-Z looks like. Do they like him? Do they not? We know what happened in 2014 in that elevator. But in 2011, she did do this interview where she said one time she was on a plane, an older white woman came up to her and made this comment, which she responded with, "I was very happy to educate her." She apologized at the end and she said, "I'm sorry, I just hear that." Tina responded with, "Yes, you assume, but you really should go and do some research on it because no, he's a CEO of a record label." And I said, he's a very good person. He gives, he helps people. Does she still feel that way about Jay-Z, that he is a good person? Again, we don't know. Could this have been an accidental like? Yes, but I feel like when it comes to this situation, it's such a big story that, I mean, that's just not something I would quickly double tap. I don't know, but I'm just gonna leave it there.
Jay-Z denies allegations, calls them blackmail attempt. In a strong statement, music mogul Jay-Z has vehemently denied allegations of raping a 13-year-old girl, calling them false and a blatant attempt at blackmail. Jay-Z revealed that his lawyer received a demand letter from attorney Tony Buzbee, which he claims was calculated to pressure him into settling. Instead, Jay-Z says the move has emboldened him to publicly expose what he calls fraudulent behavior. He challenged Buzbee to file criminal charges if the allegations were true, emphasizing his disdain for the exploitation of serious accusations for personal gain. Jay-Z also expressed heartbreak for his family, particularly his children, who now face the fallout of these claims. He concluded with a strong rebuke, vowing to defend his honor and stand by the principles he was raised with.
I'm Attorney Gary Bruce, and in the news, P. Diddy's lawsuits are getting more complicated. Recently, a lady amended her complaint to name Jay-Z as a new defendant. Now, apparently, he had been named before as Celebrity One, kind of a John Doe. I wasn't going to identify him in the lawsuit, but now they've come forth with claiming it's actual named person. So can you do that? Can you change your lawsuit? That's the question. And the answer is yes. And it's really a lesson for us to learn about getting a timely lawsuit filed, because you may learn something in the proceedings. You may learn something in what we call discovery that identifies another potential defendant, and you've got to get them in the lawsuit and served in a timely manner. So I think it's a good instructive, I don't know anything about the facts of it. I guess it's going to get wild. But I think it's a good instruction for why you need to look at filing a lawsuit early, particularly in a serious case, to make sure you have all of the proper defendants named.
Jay-Z is being sued under New York's Adult Survivors Act for allegedly assaulting a teenager in the early 90s. The law temporarily lifts the statute of limitations, allowing claims from decades ago. Jay-Z has denied the allegations, calling them baseless and financially motivated, with his lawyers saying they're ready to prove it's false. This case highlights the wave of lawsuits against celebrities under this act. What's your take? For more details, check balleralert.com.
Jay-Z denies charges. A woman who claimed she was sexually assaulted by Sean Diddy Combs has amended her lawsuit to include allegations that she was also sexually assaulted by Jay-Z at the same party. The lawsuit was initially filed against Combs in October, but on Sunday the woman added Sean Carter, the rapper and entrepreneur known as Jay-Z, as a defendant in the civil lawsuit. Carter is the first celebrity to be charged in connection with Combs. In a statement to CNN, Carter called the allegations so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil complaint. Anyone who commits such a crime against a minor should be locked up, don't you agree? Combs was indicted in September on charges of racketeering, conspiracy and prostitution-related charges. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges and has denied all wrongdoing in nearly 30 civil lawsuits that have been filed against him. The woman, who was identified as Jane Doe, says she was 13 when she was allegedly assaulted by Combs and Carter at a party after the Video Music Awards in 2000. The woman claims she began feeling dizzy after consuming a drink at the party and went to a nearby bedroom. The woman claims Carter raped her first, followed by Combs. The woman says she hit Combs and ran from the party, according to the amended lawsuit. Carter was identified in the initial lawsuit as Celebrity A. On Monday, Carter's attorneys filed a motion asking the judge to require Doe to reveal her identity or dismiss the lawsuit.
This morning, disturbing new claims against music icon Jay-Z. A civil lawsuit detailing sexual assault, originally brought against his longtime friend Sean Diddy Combs, now adding new allegations against the rapper whose real name is Sean Carter, claims both men deny. The anonymous woman, who was 13 at the time, described in the lawsuit as being drugged and raped at an MTV VMAs after-party she says Combs hosted in 2000. According to the suit, she recalls accepting a drink from a waitress that made her feel woozy and lightheaded before she says she was raped by Jay-Z and then Combs in a bedroom as an unnamed female celebrity watched. Jay-Z swiftly issuing a statement Sunday calling the claims heinous and accusing the woman's attorney of trying to blackmail him, suggesting the attorney had tried to seek a settlement first, adding, quote, I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world. The billionaire, who is married to megastar Beyonce, saying he is heartbroken. The couple will have to explain the, quote, cruelty and greed of people to their children. Combs, too, has denied any allegations of sexual assault. Earlier this fall, the plaintiff's attorney, Tony Buzbee, a personal injury lawyer in Texas, held a press conference after Combs was indicted on federal sex trafficking charges, suggesting more fallout would follow.
I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed.
Combs pleaded not guilty to the charges and continues to deny the allegations Buzbee has made against him in a string of civil lawsuits, which Combs' attorneys have dismissed as shameless publicity stunts. But this marks the first suit publicly naming another high-profile celebrity.
Now, in a statement posted online last night, Buzbee, the plaintiff's attorney, acknowledged sending Jay-Z a letter seeking a confidential mediation. That was prior to filing this complaint against Jay-Z. But Buzbee says his client never demanded a penny from the star at the time, though now, of course, she's seeking an unspecified amount in damages.
Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor, along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000. According to documents obtained by Viral Clips tonight, the lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser, Jane Doe, claiming Jay-Z raped her while Diddy and a Celebrity B watch, so that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated, Diddy raped the minor while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Jay-Z was named as Celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly took turns assaulting the minor. According to the lawsuit, many others were present at the after-party, but did nothing to stop the assault. It alleges the 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000. According to the lawsuit, in an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers, waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy. The lawsuit ride, he told her that Diddy liked younger girls and said that she exactly fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards but inviting her to an after-party. The 13-year-old said she recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party, and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Diddy, who would have been 30 years old at the time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit here. So now Jay-Z being accused in this, And now 24 years ago, raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after-party. After the lawsuit, Jay-Z released a statement saying he's being blackmailed from a lawyer named Tony Buzbee. But Tony Buzbee said,
85 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. To the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the law as gently as we can. I always start with a mindset that I believe victims. I believe victims because I understand the tremendous courage it takes to step forward. So if you're watching this, please hear me. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues. We check dates. We want to corroborate. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues. We check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense because, as I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough. The process is hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times, it's a victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive, but it is what it is. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it's evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. We talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred. It's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even claims that would typically be not able to be brought, that revive such claims, and they can be brought even 25 to 30 years later. because there's a recognition there in New York and California and other states that it's very difficult for a victim to come forward. And I would respectfully suggest the only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward. And it gives them some comfort that, hey, I won't be the only one. And I expect more victims will come forward. You know, there's an old saying that says, a lie has great speed, but truth has endurance. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they called a puppy party, the all-white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape or even let them read for Sean Combs. You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know. Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with. You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. We're in the process of collecting with our team assistants, medical records, reports that were made to the authorities. And I've already said that some of the individuals in this group did in fact talk to the FBI. You should know that several of the individuals, and when I say several, I mean many, who did in fact seek medical treatment were drug tested, and drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine, or Trank, which, based on our research, is known as a horse tranquilizer. Now, there's been a lot of reports that we're filing a class action. This is not a class action. Class action is when one or two people file a case on behalf of a group of people. That's not this. These cases will be individual cases. Each case will live and die on its own merit. These cases will be filed individually, one plaintiff against whoever the defendants were involved in the case. Each case may be filed in one venue like California. Another case may be filed in New York. One case may sue just Sean Combs, but multiple other people. One case may sue a range of people. I would expect most, though, to be filed, as I said, in New York and Los Angeles. Now, I know this. Many of you came here thinking or hoping, or perhaps believing that I may start naming names. Well, that day will come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And, of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn...
you